We went with a portable air conditioner. It's very efficient on power, which is a concern for us because we boondock most of the time. But we love the concept of turning something that's not a home into a home. Another good thing about ambulances is that there is a ton of storage both inside and out. Hi, I'm Patrick and this is Jambo the Ambo, and let me take you on a tour. Okay, so this is the kitchen area. And as with everything else with our Ambo build, we did a budget build and we love to get deals. So we got things off Marketplace. This was a remnant from a guy that was flipping a house. We got it for almost nothing. Cut it down to size ourselves, loved it, and did the same thing with the faucet. We get it off Marketplace. Some of the wood we used for the kitchen came out of my stock in my workshop, so we didn't have to spend a ton for that. We cut this window in ourselves because we wanted more light, and we really love it, and that's worked out well for us. So over here on the right-hand side is the brains of the operation. It has our heater controls, our 12-volt receptacles, our USB receptacles. The trim around the window we got from a Habitat store, the same with the tile around the window and as our backsplash. $1 a square foot. The under counter storage we have is a couple of slide out baskets on slides. This is stuff we touch pretty much every day. Our plasticware, salt and pepper, spices, things like that. And then of course everything up off the floor as possible. We hang baskets everywhere or store them over top of our inverter cabinet. This is my clothes. This is just odds and ends that we need to get hold of on a regular basis. We went with a portable air conditioner. It's very efficient on power, which is a concern for us because we boondock most of the time. And with our 400 amp hour battery build, we can run it about 6 hours at a time without draining our batteries completely. When we started traveling in Jambo, we made do with a cooler and ice occasionally and would just do bottled water. But we knew we wanted to go with a fridge eventually, fridge freezer. And we ended up finding this one on Marketplace. It's a single zone, not a dual zone, so we can only do fridge or freezer. We run it as a fridge 99% of the time, and it works great. It's very efficient on power. It'll do 120 volt AC or 12 volt DC. We run it on 12 volt all the time. So this is our bathroom. We had a small space to work with. This is where the air conditioning heating unit used to be for the Ambo when it was used as an ambulance. We pulled that out and used this as our space, and it's worked really well for us. We considered fitting the space for a shower as well, and we decided not to do that at the time. We wish we had done so now. And on the next build, or maybe even a modification on this build, we will do a shower combination with a toilet called a wet bath and have all that in one space. We went with a composting toilet. It's a Nature's Head, and we got it off Marketplace again and paid almost half price for it. It was brand new, never been used, so we're happy with it. And of course, like with everything else in the ambulance, we put up all the storage on the walls as much as we can. We have plastic bag storage in there. We have storage for the vinegar that you also use to neutralize odor, as well as one little night light that we keep going so we don't have to turn the overhead lights on during the middle of the night. My partner and I love to travel. Unfortunately, she's not here right now because she's working today, but we're blessed to have the kinds of jobs that allow us to travel and work from pretty much anywhere. I've made the joke in the past that we could work from the moon as long as we had a Wi-Fi connection. And technology is wonderful that we're able to get our jobs done in the middle of nowhere. She does event work, I do media production, some editing, some photography, and we both kind of help each other with those things while we're on the road as well as when we're back at home. And it's just really a blessing to be able to be in the situation that we're in, to travel as we love to do and get our jobs done and do them well, but also be able to experience all this out here in the middle of nowhere, anywhere on the planet. So this is our main workspace. The bench has storage underneath it. I have a lagoon mount under this that pulls out. Again, budget build. We found some 3/4 inch galvanized pipe at a bin store for $3. I made the lagoon mount for it, slid it into a piece of PVC, and it works just like the ones that cost hundreds, and we felt like we won a game by not spending much money at all. When we ripped everything out to do the build, the wheel well on this side was exposed, and we had to frame around it so we could use this as a sitting surface and also a storage. So what we did was buy a couch at a yard sale for 20 bucks. Got these cushions that we use for the couch here, and we hinged the wood that is underneath the seat to be a storage area. So the beadboard on the wall here we got for free, another yard sale. We were getting other stuff and the lady was cleaning a house out and she said, just take it, I don't want anything for it. And then we went with the bear theme just because we happened to find these two things at a couple different yard sales and they were cute together, and we used the metal guy over here for hanging keys or hanging my headlamp and things like that. So under the bed, we have a lot more storage. We have 3 drawers here as a slide out that holds most of my tech and some other extra odds and ends that we get to occasionally. And on this side, it's more of a general storage. My backpack stays under there. My hydration pack stays there. Any extra belts and things like that. So this is our bed area. We went with a high bed because we wanted to have as much underneath storage space as possible for the front and the back. It's roughly queen size, which is plenty big enough for the 2 of us. It's not cramped whatsoever, and we love it. Back in the corner used to be outside storage only, but we cut some of that out and made it outside and inside storage. Outside is tools, inside is clothes and some things that we need to get to on a fairly regular basis. Right next to that is our baskets for food storage. Again, baskets everywhere, storage everywhere. When we bought this rig, it had a air conditioner unit on the roof that wasn't working, and we knew we didn't want to go with that because it's very power inefficient. So we pulled that out and used the existing hole to put a max air fan in, and we absolutely love it. We use it for venting when it's too hot in here. We also use it for venting if we need to cook in here, and we cook on propane or isobutane to where we have some airflow going through. Even before we did this ambulance build, we love to find a deal. We go to yard sales, we do estate sales, we play the game. We buy cheap and sell for expensive on eBay. And it's almost like winning a video game or a lottery when we buy something for 10 bucks and sell it for 300, which has happened more than once. So same thing with this thing. We didn't want to just buy a turnkey van system that cost $80, $90, $100,000. We're blessed with the finances that we could do better than we do, but we love the concept of turning something that's not a home into a home and hitting the road with it. It was fantastic. So we bought during the time that the ambulances were starting to get hot for turning them into mobile tiny homes, but we still didn't spend a lot. We spent less than $10,000 on the rig. We've done a few engine upgrades or repairs to it, rebuilt the transmission, changed the turbo, a few things here and there. Some things we did ourselves, some things we had to hire done. And then the cost of the build itself was also inexpensive. A lot of yard sales, a lot of things we already had in my workshop laying around, plus our knowledge and expertise because we flip houses as well. So all together, we've probably got about 20 to 25,000 in the whole build. Another good thing about ambulances is that there's a ton of storage both inside and out. And here we have the brains of our operation, the electrical box. Here we have charge controllers for the solar. We're running 700 watts of solar on the roof. We maxed out our main charge controller at 500 watts, and we had a portable 200 watt system that we wanted to be able to use. So we repurposed those on the roof and went to a second charge controller down to 400 amp hours of batteries, a 2800 watt inverter, and also a DC to DC charger that is hooked to our engine batteries, which we have 3 of. And when those are topped off, it will route power back to our house batteries so we can bring in power as we're driving, which really helps on days that it's overcast and we're not bringing in much solar. So in addition to our electrical panel in that front compartment, we also have storage back here for our spare tire and tools and our leveling system. And eventually our plan is to put an outside mount for our spare tire to regain some space back here. But for now, we have pretty much every tool known to mankind. And when we're on the road, we've found that we need pretty much every one of them at some point or another. We do a lot of our own maintenance on the road. Besides this compartment, we have our water cabinet, which is also where our diesel heater sits temporarily. We've set it here and we vent it out these doors for now, in addition to our on-demand water heater, runs off propane, very efficient, as well as our water filtration system, our gray water tank, and our 30-gallon freshwater tank, which is powered by a on-demand 12-volt pump. We have one more large storage compartment, and this is our outdoor kitchen and some miscellaneous storage. We store our Blackstone grill, our backup propane grill, and also our backup isobutane grill, in addition to our propane canister. One piece of advice I would give to somebody watching this video is that you can do this yourself. Don't dismiss the idea just because you've never done it before. Resources are out there everywhere. There are communities of people who have done this kind of thing, and they're not all professional builders. They're not all professional electric installers, plumbing installers. They're just normal people like you and me. So Don't limit yourself. You want to build like this, you can do it. Thanks for coming along on this tour with me. I hope you've learned something. I hope you've learned what's possible, and I hope to see you on the road sometime.